Hey, Nick Vote here, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? Hope you all are doing well on this awesome day. I'm doing well here on this awesome day. Let's play, shall we? Launch Night Manager.
Welcome back to the game, Manager. There are now 1,650 Night Managers in the game. Flower Princess, of the Lazarus Order, launched 8 attacks on Azrael at the highest tower level, causing 267,003 damage. On the highest level of the tower, Von der Raffenberg, of the Meridian Order, attacked Azrael and dealt 10,548 damage. Tomorrow, on Saturday, the weekly Knights games will start. As a participant, he can join one of 3 Knight guilds. All honor points he earns tomorrow will be credited to his chosen guild. On Sunday, the award ceremony will take place. All participants will receive different prizes, depending on their guild's ranking. If he fights in the Knights games for...
Yes.
Acknowledged. You can now decide...
Repeat.
I repeat. Acknowledged. You can now decide which Knight guild you would like him to be a part of. The Guardians of the Eternal Fire. The Crimson Sword. Or, Dragon Riders Guild. Which guild do you want to pick for him?
Repeat.
I repeat. Acknowledged. You can now decide which Knight guild you would like him to be a part of. The Guardians of the Eternal Fire. The Crimson Sword.
The Crimson Sword.
Great. Your knight belongs to the guild, the Crimson Sword. Tomorrow, on Saturday, the Knights games begin. Have him fight other guild knights to bring glory and fame to his guild. Get fame points for winning and go help lead the guild to victory. Good luck. Would you like to send Greg Sharp into the dark?
Daily Adventure.
Greg Sharp follows your orders and ventures out of the castle, into the far world, in search of an adventure. Greg Sharp hears quiet sobbing in the deep forest. It sounds like a child. Greg Sharp stalks up to a secluded house and peers through a window. Indeed, there is a boy, locked up on a chain. And in front of him stands a creepy figure. Henry, the magician. He is not going to eat the boy, is he? I have to get that boy out of there fast. Adventure 34. The Captive Boy. Greg Sharp pushes open the door. Henry, the magician, appears before him. What a gruesome looking figure. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader, is now battling Henry the magician. The fight is now starting. Swinging first, Greg Sharp slashes with his sword. A devastating critical blow, inflicting 5,444 damage. Henry is routed. Great. A real heroic deed. The boy is free. Greg Sharp finds 1,305 pieces of gold in the magician's house and takes them. He also receives 1,121 experience points.
Holy crap!
Daily Adventure, The Captive Boy. Completed. Great. Level up. You reach level 678. Greg Sharp acquired a skill point. Which of his skills?
Defense.
Defense.
Dark Tower.
As you wish. The Dark Tower. Boss level. Floor 280. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Caligo, the Mistmaster. Let's get started. Swinging first, Greg Sharp slashes with his weapon. That was a critical blow and it causes 2,751 damage. Caligo slumps down conquered. Booyah! Your knight wins 392 gold, 38 servants, 6 diamonds, and 600 experience points. In the remains of the enemy, Greg Sharp also finds 2 silver bars and 20 silver arrows. Great. Level up. You reach level 679. Greg Sharp has acquired a skill point. Which one of his skills do you want to improve? Strength, defense, speed, luck, or health points?
Health.
Health. Do you want Greg?
Dark Tower.
Alright.
Let's go!
The Dark Tower. Floor 281. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Humbert. The fight begins now. Getting the first attack, Greg Sharp slices with his sword. The attack is a critical blow, inflicting 3,483 damage.
Bye-bye.
Humbert falls to his knees.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm fighting in the Dark Tower, folks.
Floor 282. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Constantine. Here we go. Greg Sharp hefts his weapon and gets the first attack. The attack is a critical blow, inflicting 2,985 damage.
Bye-bye.
Constantine falls to the turf.
See ya. You know, guys, I actually showed this game to Dominic, and he actually liked it when I fought in the Dark Tower. He just doesn't like the
Your knight
squeaky
receives
door.
283 gold pieces, 32 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 442 experience.
Dang.
Want him to move on?
Yes.
You got it. Floor 283. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Gerbido. Let's get started. Greg Sharp opens the battle with the first strike. That was a critical hit, causing 3,436 damage. Gerbido falls face first. Phew. Your knight receives 311 gold pieces, 36 servants, 3 diamonds, and 330 experience. Bazinga. Level up. You reach
Speed.
speed. Want to keep going?
Yes.
As you wish. Floor 284. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Bow. Let's get started. Getting the first attack, Greg Sharp slices with his sword. That blow was a stout critical hit, causing 3,189 damage. Sweat and mud fly all over. Bow was whipped. Phew. Your knight wins 283 gold coins, 32 servants, 3 diamonds, and 392 experience. Will he climb to the next level?
Yes.
By your command. Floor 285. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Arnulf. The fight begins now. Swinging first, Greg Sharp thrusts with his weapon. That was a critical hit, causing 3,354 damage. Arnulf has been clobbered. Splendid.
Yes.
Okay.
Tag team partner has not shown
Floor
up yet.
286. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Tom. The fight begins now. Greg Sharp starts the fight. But before it really starts, champion Luther Vandross, the Crusader comes poised on his
I
horse
said
to
he
beat Tom
hasn't
down.
shown up, and look what happened.
Tom is hit by that strike and staggers back. 13,622 damage points were inflicted. Tom was trampled. Ta-da! Your knight receives 329 gold, 34 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 554 experience points.
Luck.
Luck. Move to the next floor?
Yes.
Okay.
What floor are we on? 380?
Floor 287. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Werner.
I was close. 287.
Let's get started. Greg Sharp starts this fight with a quick attack. That brutal hit produced 1,044 damage.
Ouch.
Werner drops like a rock.
Bye. Ouch. Bye.
Booyah! Your knight wins 307 gold pieces, 32 servants, 3 diamonds, and 525 experience points. He just fought Bloodguard Shinjo. He lost the battle in 64 honor points. Move to the next floor?
Yes.
Okay. Floor 288. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus David. Here we go. David dominates with the first attack. Greg Sharp reacts faster, moving aside. He throws a blow back. This strike was a critical hit, causing 3,848 damage. David was pummeled.
Sharp.
Welcome to...
By bonus.
You got it.
Yes.
Okay. Bonus balanced food procured. Now, you own this bonus 6 times in total. Do you want to go back to the store, or would you like to fight another night?
Dark Tower.
As you wish. The Dark Tower. Floor 289. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Timur. Let's get started. Greg Sharp hefts his sword and gets the first attack. That was a critical hit, causing 3,332 damage. Timur falls to his knees. Phew. Your knight gets 346 gold pieces, 30 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 490 experience points. Excellent. Level up. You reach level 682.
Defense.
Defense.
Dark Tower.
As you wish. The Dark Tower. Boss level. Floor 290. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Erebus, the Bringer of Darkness. The fight begins now. Getting the first attack, Greg Sharp slices with his sword. That was a critical hit, causing 2,343 damage.
Bye.
Erebus was clobbered to the ground. Splendid. Your knight gets 368 gold, 33 servants, 6 diamonds, and 488 experience. As Greg Sharp turns to leave, he notices 16 silver arrows lying next to the remains.
Thank you.
Want him to move on?
Yes.
Okay.
Doing good so far, guys. We're still in the tower.
Floor 291. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Amelricus. Let's get started. Greg Sharp steps at his rival, fist pointing and a searing, level 3, ball of fire shoots at Amelricus.
And burn, baby!
Amelricus gets impacted by a caustic flare. The flames cause 3,133 damage. Amelricus drops like a rock. Hooray! Your knight receives 340 gold, 39 servants, 3 diamonds, and 314 experience points. Excellent. Level up. You reach level 683.
Luck.
Luck. Should he go to the next?
Yes.
By your command.
Let's keep going.
Floor 292. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Christianus. The fight begins now. Christianus initiates the fight, throwing the first slash. Greg Sharp jumps aside, making his rival miss. Champion Luther Vandross, the Crusader, charges in to help Greg Sharp on his steed. He throws his steel up over his head and gallops right at Christianus.
Alright, cost 13,000, I bet you.
Christianus tries to block, but gets hit. 14,560
Ooh,
damage
14.
points were inflicted.
Bye.
Christianus was whipped. Phew. Your knight wins 345 gold, 30 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 488 experience points. Want him to move on?
Yes.
By your command. Floor 293. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Matthias. The fight begins now. Greg Sharp, attacking first swings. He inflicted 975 damage points with that hit. Matthias buckles in defeat. Hooray! Your knight receives 295 gold pieces, 27 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 458 experience.
Dark Tower.
Okay.
Gonna do a couple more here.
The Dark Tower. Floor 294. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Leopold. Let's get started. Leopold hefts his weapon and launches the first attack. Putting his foot into Greg Sharp's level 3 trap, Leopold can't fight back. 1,661 damage. Leopold is trapped. Leopold was whipped. Booyah! Your knight receives 331 gold pieces, 27 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 312 experience points.
Strength.
Strength. Want him to move?
Dark Tower.
Timer for how long?
Launch Night Manager. Dark Tower.
Acknowledged.
I'll do 2 more fights, guys.
The Dark Tower. Floor 295. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Jason. The fight begins now. Swinging first, Greg Sharp slashes with his sword. A devastating critical blow, inflicting 3,032 damage. Jason collapses.
Yeah.
Excellent.
One more.
Your knight wins 340 gold pieces, 32 serfs, 3 diamonds, and 517 experience. Want to keep going?
Yes. This is my last
got it.
fight. At least on camera.
Floor 296. Bloodguard Greg Sharp, the Crusader versus Lenfordus. Here we go. Greg Sharp hefts his blade and begins the first attack. Greg Sharp has stepped into level 2 trap that Lenfordus set. 13 damage. Greg Sharp is trapped. He struggles to get loose. Greg Sharp managed to struggle free of the trap. Lenfordus forms one hand into a fist. He says a bizarre word and a fireball. Level 2 launches at Greg Sharp. But Greg Sharp is very agile. He evades the attack with a dodge to the left. He swings back. A devastating critical blow, inflicting 3,517 damage. Lenfordus is routed.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, keep comments appropriate and
Your knight gets
respectful.
320 gold pieces, 32 servants, 3 diamonds, and 432 experience points. Would you like to make Greg Sharp brawl in the Dark Tower? Or should he rather go to the tavern?
Dark Tower. Oh, perfect.
Unfortunately, Greg Sharp doesn't have enough energy to fight in the Dark Tower.
Perfect.
Wait until the top of the hour. Then he will regain some of his energy. To get his energy back
Dark Forest.
Acknowledged. Your knight enters the thorn path of the Dark Forest with 3,600 health points. This path is treacherous, but I won't be intimidated.
Perfect. Just when I said that was going to be our last fight, I ran out of energy. That was perfect. Later, everybody. Bye.